The TV Week Logie Awards. Proudly brought to you by Ford and Medibank Private. I feel better now.
They work in one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth, the Australian television industry. Tonight, they are marooned for 2.5 hours in Melbourne's deadly Crown Casino. 200 celebrities, 5 different tribes, trapped in a room with unlimited alcohol and only 2 toilets. To survive, they must learn to adapt and forge new alliances. 200 celebrities, 2.5 hours, 23 categories, and in the end, only one will survive. Who will out-cruise? Who will out-schmooze? Who will out-booze? Logie's 43.
Good evening, survivors. Welcome to the 43rd Annual TV Week Logie Awards. I'm Richard Wilkins.
And I'm Kim Kilby. We're here on the red carpet for a night full of glitz and glamour. Should we get started?
Let's get them.
Magda, welcome to the Logie.
Hi, how are you?
Good, you're looking nice and warm.
Thanks, yes, I've rugged up for the cold weather.
And you've brought your dad along with you tonight.
I have, my father Peter. Can you see the resemblance?
He's lovely.
And are you nervous about giving out an award tonight or an old pro?
Oh, a bit of an old pro, but you know, always get a bit of excitement, it's always fun.
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Jenny Ho, and it's a lot of work. Every panel is done separately. So there is a lot of work in this dress.
You've only been on Home and Away for 1 year, already nominated for a gold Logie. How does that feel?
Oh, it's just, I really didn't expect to be nominated. It's just amazing, like it really is.
Good evening, Richard.
You both look very dapper.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm looking after Miss Cooksley for a friend. Him.
Now, you're both nominated for awards. Sigrid, you're nominated for the gold.
You'll get the gold.
Oh, stop it.
You'll get the gold.
No expectations. Just got to enjoy the evening.
I want you to get the gold so desperately.
Chris Ellison, Richard Wilkins, nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you. Yeah.
We've turned on some sparkling weather.
Lovely, yeah, it's like being at home.
So who is the weakest link tonight, Cornelia?
Oh, we'll have to wait and see about that one. There isn't one tonight. They're all strong tonight. It's wonderful. It's great.
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing a McConnell Curl tonight.
You don't have to do this, though. You don't have to travel such a long distance for a show like this. I mean, what was it that swung you to do this?
But this is my life. I'm used to this, and I love this. You know, it's what I was born for, I guess.
Look, $1 million. Thank you. $500,000. $500,000. I got it wrong.
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing a vintage 70s dress that All Saints Wardrobe whipped up for me.
Who are you wearing?
Look, I think it'll probably be Siggy.
You guys have got to start ringing each other before you walk out of your hotel room.
That's great, man. I'm glad you're having fun. Yeah, say hi to Bouncer for me. All right. See you later. Bye.
Oh, sorry. That's Toadie's from the neighbours set.
Oh, Tony, look, how do you tie bow ties? A right over left, left over right, right over left with a bow? Yeah, but I still don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, good. And good luck with the gold. Maybe you can be nominated for silver, don't you?
You better get going.
break. We've got an amazing man who walked on water. It was around about...
Oh, hi, Denise. How are you?
On the Reserve Bank's 0.5% cut in official interest.
Jim, I wasn't that bad in the sea change, was I? I thought you were awful. Right. Do you want to throw to the opening graphics? Not particularly.
Welcome to the 43rd Annual TV Week Logie Awards. And now, please welcome your host, Sean McCallum.
Please, thank you. Very kind. Thank you. Please, I'll never live up to that. Good evening, and welcome to the 43rd Annual Logie Awards. Yeah! Yes, correct. A heckler already. Excellent. It is Australian television's night of evenings, and it is a great thrill for me to be hosting, in particular, the 43rd Logies, because it's one of my favourite prime numbers, and I hope it's one of yours tonight. This is actually the first time I've appeared on Channel 9, and indeed I don't often do commercial television anymore. The reason for this is, and I hope this doesn't sound arrogant, I just feel it's beneath me artistically. I prefer doing sketch comedy on the ABC, but hosting the Logies and appearing on Channel 9 do give me an opportunity to do something I don't often get to do at the ABC, and that is play to an audience. And this, for me, is important in itself. And it's a very special night, the Logies. You folks at home will see many of your favourite shows, and an equal number of those you can't abide, honoured this evening. Many here tonight will go home with nothing. It's a tradition here at Crown Casino. If only, ladies and gentlemen, please, yeah, right on, Sean. Here you are appearing here. If only we could give a Logie to everybody in this room. Sadly, we cannot. It would render the evening meaningless. We'd be giving them out to bar staff and security people, and these people have nothing to do with the creation of television. Mind you, there are some executive producers here who fall into that category, so who knows? Anything could happen tonight. And I know a lot of you are thinking, gee, Sean, what will happen tonight? You're a kooky guy. How do the Logies work? I forget. I have no frame of reference here, Sean. What the freak's going on? What? I can't see out of my left. Why am I sitting here so far from the stage? Why is there no wheelchair access up here? Sean, what's going... Sean! I smell burning bread. Well, first of all, get a hold of yourself. People are insane. Secondly, good point and well made. The evening will pretty much run like this. I'll be up here on stage, as I am now, hosting, and you lot will be down there sitting at tables, pretty much as you are now, watching me. I think that's sensible. Be chaos the other way around, you lot up here and me down there by myself. Now, as well as the handing out of the awards, okay, which is great and why we're here, let's face it, we'll also be having a special tribute celebrating 40 years of Four Corners, which certainly, yes, 40 years of Four Corners. Thank you. Thank you. I'll mention that more often when I need the applause. 40 years of Four Corners, which, for the statistically minded, comes to a total of 160 corners, which I think you'll agree creates an extraordinary polygon. Now, it's actually very handy having that many corners at the ABC, given the increasing number they have to cut each year. Yeah, right on! I know many of you probably noticed this ribbon I'm wearing in support of a very worthy cause. The ABC, not legally a charity, but by July I expect it to qualify. So really, 8 cents a day is all we ask. Very easy to remember, it's the current rate the Australian dollar is falling. All right, now, 2001 is shaping up televisually to be just as interesting as last year. Interesting developments. The success of Kerry-Ann Kennelly's Greed has prompted Channel 10 to look at similarly themed shows. I myself will be hosting Sloth for them a little later on in the month. Had wanted to host Envy, but apparently they got somebody better. The ABC are launching Changi in the second half of the year. John Doyle's written that. I'm sure it'll be great and do very well, although it has been suggested that in order to ensure rating success, it be renamed Sea Changi. But I'm not sure. Big Brother, Channel 10 have Big Brother, which is great. Group of people forced to live together. No hope of escape, no contact with the outside world, and 27 cameras trained on them at all times as their hatred for each other grows. Very much like tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Very much like tonight. And we should congratulate Channel 7 because for years they've been playing second fiddle to Channel 9, but this year seem to be regularly winning the ratings. Certainly. Although largely it must be said due to one man and his ideas, and I speak of course of David Leckie and OzTam. So David, on behalf of Channel 7, thank you very much for your efforts this year. I should point out that there's been a third rating system that's going to be introduced. We have a sneak preview of it here. It's just as accurate as Nielsen and OzTam. Here we go. Shall we see how we're doing tonight? Excellent. Three million viewers for Channel 9. No one gets sacked this week. All right, well anyway, all this is pretty much fodder for next year's Logies. This year in a sort of kooky time warp we're looking at last year, and while all the Australian content has obviously been of superb quality. I particularly enjoyed Denise Van Outen's How Much Do You Love Me? Good gear. It hasn't all been clear sailing or happy times for those in the entertainment industry. Sad times for Australia's favourite couple. Not Tom and Nicole, Stan and Tracy. Yes, obviously moved, all of you. Stan and Tracy forced to leave their employment by Channel 7 because of the extramarital nature of their relationship. Although it is a bit hard, isn't it, accepting the moral high ground from a network that broadcasts Temptation Island. Apparently infidelity only acceptable to Channel 7 if it takes place on camera. Now, on the plus side, we have digital television, which is a cause of great rejoicing. In fact, in order to celebrate the innovation, the widescreen digital television, TV Week have designed a new look Logie, which I'm more than happy to unveil tonight. Professor Lynn, can we have a drum roll, please? Excellent. Impressive, isn't it? Now, in keeping with the tradition and spirit of digital television, only 4 have been made. They each cost $25,000 and won't be available till next year. And can I thank James and Jodie for loaning us their own digital television for use tonight. It's the portable one, but I'm stacking it on, aren't I? It's a difficulty with digital, it's that extra bit on the side. Digital television will, over the next 8 years, take over from analogue television. I suppose I should try and explain the difference to those of you who don't understand. Digital television is made digitally, and analogue television is made anally. Certainly would explain the quality of some of our programming. But tonight, the Logies is quality, and we're attempting to bring that quality back to the Logies with something Australian television does very well. That is the high-octane production number. Now, I know that we've, if you'll excuse the expression, poo-pooed that idea for the last few years, but and I was reluctant at first. But how could I resist when it's an idea like this? Luck be a Logie tonight. Luck be a Logie tonight. Luck be a Logie, win a stogie for your crogie. Luck be a Logie tonight. And then I thought, no, let's not do that. I have a philosophical objection to gambling and can neither sing nor dance. Don't know why I brought it up, really, pretty stupid. All right, well, let's get on with the, as they say in the show business world, thing. The very first award. From David Wenham to Willie McGuinness to me, as Laura, she's won the hearts of them all. And captured yours as well. She broke mine, but it was only pretend, as she kept reminding me during the shoot on Sea Change, Sean, we're not really going out with one another. Please get out of my dressing room or I'll call security. To present the award for Most Popular Male Actor, please welcome Ms. Sigrid Thornton. Excellence is defined by the Oxford English Dictionary, as are many other useful words.
Excuse me, Sean.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Well, I thought you and I could co-present.
No, look, excuse me, but no, Sean, I made it very clear before the telecast that I needed you off stage during the presentation.
Rejected again.
And the nominations for the most popular actor are Daniel McPherson for Neighbours, William McGuinness, Sea Change, Martin Sachs, Blue Heelers, and John Wood, Blue Heelers. And the silver Logie goes to Martin Sachs.
This silver Logie is the 5th in a row for Martin Sachs.
Thank you. Getting it from Siggy. Firstly, I'd just like to acknowledge my fellow nominees, especially Will and John, who I've had the real pleasure to work alongside for many years, and they're great mates of mine. So I'd like to thank the viewers once again for continually supporting our show so loyally, and every Australian show. I'm very lucky I've got a job that I love and a cast and crew that I really do adore, and I get the chance to go away and do other jobs, and they let me come back, and it's a bit of a gift actually, and so I thank everybody who's allowed me out and and also to come back. Talking about gifts, I want to thank my wife and my son Jack, who's my most favourite production, and that's all I really want to say. Thank you very much. I'd like to accept this on behalf of the entire cast and crew of the show.
Stay tuned for Ricky Martin.
In 43 years, the Logies have had their share of surprises. Let's pause, shall we, to remember some of the funnier moments when things went wrong. Okay, on with the show. Please welcome two people well qualified to present the award for Outstanding Children's Programme. They were once children themselves, Justin Melvey and Holly Valance.
The nominations for the most outstanding children's program are
Crash Zone, the 7 Network. Eugenie Sandler, PI, the ABC. High Five, the 9 Network. And Round the Twist, the ABC.
And the Logie goes to, it's a tie. High Five and Round the Twist.
Collecting their second Logie in a row with the cast of High Five, Catherine DeLeon, Tim Harding, Nathan Foley, Charlie Robinson, and Kelly Hoggett. While Round the Twist first Logie will be accepted by Mr. Gribble, Mark Mitchell.
Well, this is a great thrill, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to the judging panel. This is a great honour. The brilliance of this award is certainly reflected in all of the work of the Australian Children's Television Foundation. In particular, I'd like to mention Esmond Storm, who has guided Round the Twist through 4 fabulous seasons. I'd like to make special mention of the wonderful children who have starred in Round the Twist, who've showcased their talents to 100 million viewers worldwide. And in particular, I'd like to thank the ABC for supporting Australian product and upholding the value of Australian culture. Thank you very much.
High five.
Thank you, everybody. We really didn't expect this to happen.
We
this
really
year.
didn't.
Because the competition was so great, we really didn't expect to win. So it's extraordinary, gobsmacking.
We want to say, first of all, thank you to our cast. Thank you. This has been a roller coaster. It's been 4 years.
Yeah, it's been
This is the
fantastic.
3rd year in production.
But
Thank
these-
you to all of you for
These
voting
guys
for us.
are high five.
Yes,
There's no
they
doubt
are.
about it.
Thank you. And thank you to the network for backing us. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Chris Harriott.
Yes,
for all the
thank you, Chris
fabulous
Harriott.
songs.
Yes.
And thank you, cast and crew. All the crew. They've been fantastic.
Thanks.
Fantastic, a tie. That's great. Double the speeches. Okay. Now, there's a lot of first-timers here at the Logies this year, and I'd like just to pause and acknowledge one set who I admire greatly. The Channel 7 promotions team are here for the first time. Could we cut away to them, please? Hi, guys. Superb. I love those breakers you do. Not irritating at all. All right. Multicoloured guns, that's fantastic. Independent producer Des Monaghan last year delivered to Channel 7 one of its best shows, the hugely successful Pop Stars. Mind you, when he actually worked at Channel 7, he came up with talking telephone numbers, so I suppose it evens out in the end. Please welcome the human byproduct of that show, who have since gone on to enjoy an enormous measure of success in their own right, to present the award for Most Popular Light Entertainment, Bardot.
The nominations for the most popular light entertainment programs are
Rove Live, Network 10.
By this, because is it true this is based on your channel?
It's so true, but I'm not going to show it to you right now because I got a battery pack on my butt.
Because the thing was, I was going to say, because if it is based on yours, why don't you put this fake tattoo that looks like yours in a similar position on my body?
I could put it on your butt!
It's going to be on the arm or something like that, so where does it need to be?
You need to bend over.
That's what they all say.
Surprise, surprise, the 9 Network.
Slow down. Don't. Just straighten the car up. Just straighten it up. Oh, just watch that car there. Just that. Mark! Stop the car. Jesus.
Sweetie, welcome to Surprise Surprise!
The panel, Network 10.
Tom wants to buy a bit of porn? I won't ask him.
Okay, you're going to talk about on national television. What porn did you buy? What did you buy?
Can I tell you a really tragic thing in a
more
porn shop?
importantly, is it IOC approved?
What did you buy? It was a research material for the program.
Hang on, do you want to see? You've never seen anything more tragic than Tom Gleisner in a pawn shop on his hands and knees rummaging under the counter through a box that says everything in this box $1.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Trevor,
9 Network.
The moment of truth arrives. In 1914, the Australian light cruiser HMAS Sydney destroyed a German cruiser in the Indian Ocean. The name of the German cruiser was the Emden!
And the Logie goes to the panel.
Accepting the panel's first Logie are Rob Sitch, Tom Gleisner, Ben Robbins, and Kate Langbrook.
Oh, that was the walking quickly thing.
We ran. Thank you very much. I actually had an acceptance speech prepared a couple of years ago, and looking through the office, we've had to let a lot of them go, so some of these won't be relevant. Mainly Stephen, Nikki and Sants, who basically put the show together each week. The rest of us just come along and have a good time. Having a yak on a Wednesday night, it's just great that people are happy to tune in and go with us. Thank you very much.
And can I...
You go, Kate, go.
Hang on, no! Hello to my mum and dad, and to my brother on the Gold Coast.
It was worth waiting for. Thank you.
Next, Human Nature, followed by Roy and HG.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Human Nature.
Yesterdays have been and gone. Summer days that seem so long. All of the things we did when we were young. Remember when we started out as friends? We were one and the same. Don't even think that I knew your name. That was then. So many things have changed. Looking back on the days, it's good to see that we are still the same. Sometimes I wish that innocence would never end. Although memories will fade, time will never take them away. Yesterdays have been and gone. Summer days that seem so long. All the things we did when we were young. Had to share smiles and tears. It's been the same all through the years, oh yeah. Even shared our favorite songs when we were young. When we were young, oh yeah. Even on your own, no, you'll never be alone. Memories we made, time will never take them away. All these days have been and gone, and the summer days that seem so long. All the things we used to do when we were young. Had to share smiles and tears. It's been the same all through the years, oh yeah. Even shared our favorite songs when we were young. We don't love you now. If I was your man, I'd be here every day. If I was your man, I wouldn't treat you that way. It's never home, never come. How can you tell me he's yours? If I was you, you were mine. Girl, you know it for sure. You were my girl, give you it all. Why can't you see he's taken? He don't
nature. The next award is for most popular new talent. And sorry. Oh right. Yeah. Sorry. We have to. I forgot. We have to do this now. Every Channel 9 show has to do this at some stage. Sorry, but we might as well get it out of the way. Can we please cut to Eddie Maguire, please? Okay, stand by. Go Eddie Cam 1. Go Eddie Cam 2. Go Eddie Cam 3. Go Eddie Cam 4. Go Eddie Cam 5. Okay, I think that's enough. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm glad we got out of the way. Thanks, Eddie. Thanks. Sorry. Sorry, it's in his contract, and fair enough too. Please welcome Roy and HG.
I'm on record as saying I'm a Logie's freak, Roy. I love the Logies. Why are you such a big rap for the Logies?
I've always loved the Logies, HG. It's such a marvellous night. It's the one night of the year where performers who generally like each other can mingle with executives who generally loathe each other. It is a tremendous night. It's the one night where you can throw cynicism behind.
Yes.
You can just throw it away, and under the spirit of rapprochement, you can have executives, heavies, from 7, 9, 10, SBS, ABC, get together, exchanging ideas, talking up television, lifting the standard, reaching for the stars. And for 42 years, it's never happened. But I'm holding out for this year because I think this is the year, the big year where the Logies broke through and that spirit spilt out into the community.
I don't think it's quite that good, Roy, is it?
No, it's been pretty bloody ordinary.
Yeah. Now, this category, nominations for the most popular new male and female talent. Why are you over the moon that you've got this category to dish up?
Because, look, there are cynics amongst us, I know that. And it's all well and good for you to sit back there smugly as an old talent. And most of you are. The lifeblood of this industry is the new kids on the block. It's those new ones who are putting in, who don't know all the tricks. They don't know where the cameras are usually. They bump into the furniture. Sure, they might be pretty ordinary, but they're going to make it. And that's what we're celebrating here with this award. I love this award. There's no industry without this award. Oh no, I love new talent.
Yes. When you go around looking over the backyards or the fences of backyards around Australia, do you see new talent there that you think, bloody hell, they could get a job in Neighbours or Home and Away or,
I think they've got...
great shows?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I do. Yes. I do, because basically, I think we all know here that anybody can do it.
Yes. And the nominations for the most popular new male talent are Beau Brady from Home and Away, Jamie Durie from Backyard Blitz, Chris Egan from Home and Away, and Burley Betty Steele from Home and Away. And Roy, the winner is...
Yes, the winner is. Best New Talent Male is, of course, Jamie Durie.
Jamie Durie hosts Backyard Blitz, which first went to air in April last year.
Whew. What a year it's been. I did bring some notes along. I'm sorry, I have to thank everybody. I wanted to make sure no one missed out. It's been an amazing year for me and all our team, and I have to thank everyone involved. Rick Spence, our executive producer, Andy Simon, Pete Vidulich, our cameraman, Rob Beck, sound, everyone involved with Burke's Backyard team, and of course Don Burke, the guru of entertainment, for believing in us in the beginning and pushing all the way through and helping me also. So thank you very much. All the best, and thank you to Channel 9 also for your support. Thank you.
And Roy, yourself and me are returning, if I can put it that way, are returning to television tomorrow night, Channel 7, 10:30. Always good to plug a show on Channel 9. It means you can watch the Fat on the ABC and then swap over and watch us on Channel 7 and take in all the weekend sport that you've missed by being here this evening. But we're looking for guests, Roy. We're looking for a few guests.
Yes.
And do you think the winner of the next category would make a good guest?
The winner, incidentally, I know. I
saw
just
you
opened
did
that accidentally.
Yeah, well, you're an idiot.
Yes.
I don't know why I come in here with you.
Okay, the nominations for the most popular new female talent are Karina Brown, Sale of the Century; Caroline Craig, Blue Healers; Tammin Sursok, Home and Away; Madeline West, Neighbours.
And the Logie goes to Tammin Sursok. Home and Away.
Tammin Sursok plays the role of Patty Sutherland and joined Home and Away in June last year.
And we're happy to rewire the set if you like.
Thank you.
That's all right.
I don't actually think a year ago this could actually happen to somebody. I'm looking at so many people here that I actually grew up and loved to watch and actually listening to me. I actually did write a few people just in case, and I'm shaking. I'd like to thank Channel 7, the executive producer John Holmes and Russell Webb for giving me a chance. The production office, Sherry, all the cast, crew, writers, directors. Thanks to Vic, our publicist, she's held our hands every step of the way. To TV Week, thank you for Martin, my agency, for taking a chance on a 5'5", 16-year-old. All my friends, I love you guys. Glenn, Di, all the fans out there who've made this happen, and to my parents, my strength, my wisdom, my happiness, my till death fans. And Mrs. Cooper, my maths teacher, who said one day if I ever get up here to thank her, well, a promise is a promise. So, thank you.
Welcome back, and you're watching the Logies, just in case you were wondering. Now, I'm sitting next to, and in fact going to speak to, the multi-Logie nomination-getting Georgie Parker. Georgie, hello.
Hi, Sean.
Now, Outstanding Actress, you're nominated for.
Yes.
Most Popular Actress.
Yes.
And the coveted Gold Logie.
Coveted, indeed.
Yes. Now, you're spreading yourself a bit thin. Do you think you might have split the vote?
Oh, look, I don't know.
I
don't know, I just turn up.
If we could. Well, don't we all, Georgie? If you could vote off any of the other nominees, which one? And that's me. Oh, no, I'm not up this year, sadly. Another injustice.
Oh, I know.
Lisa, surely.
Lisa, I love Lisa. She's with child.
She is
How
with
can
child.
I vote her off? God, who would I vote off? I don't know. I can't. How can I vote off anybody?
All right, you're being nice. That's fine.
I am
it's
being
a nice
nice.
option.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, that's all right.
Do you
No,
want me
this
to
is
be
the
cool?
nice Logies. No,
It
this
is,
the
isn't
nice
it?
Logies. Now, you've been on many television programs. You've been on Country Practice.
Fire.
You've been on Fire. Yes,
Acropolis
that alarmed me a little until I realised it was a TV show.
It was.
Yes, that's right. Acropolis Now, and also Over the Hill as well. But it is as Sister Terry that you've won your largest and most loyal following.
So it seems.
And she's undergone a bit of a transformation lately, hasn't she?
Yeah, she used to be a nun and now she's not.
That's right. Well, here's a bit of a scene of the new Sister Terry. Now, she's obviously having a crisis of faith here. She grabs, what is that, the Shroud of Turin. She renounces her vows and symbolically rids herself of the...
Like the dress.
She's good, isn't it? Yes. A new day dawns and she becomes what?
A vampire.
A vampire. What is John Holmes thinking? And very spunky, too.
Can I tell you who wrote that?
Who wrote that?
Yourself.
I did
Your
too.
good self.
Thank you. Well,
I love that big print.
All right. Now, look, congratulations. Look, you're only one table away from the steps, and I think that's a good sign.
Do you reckon?
Maybe.
You're so in for it if I don't get one.
Although Sigrid's one table away too.
No.
But Sigrid is several miles away, so who knows? Now, we've got another, that's at the end of the evening, of course, we've got Most Popular Lifestyle Logie. Now, would you like to announce the presenters, because I'm a bit tired.
All right, okay, you have some of my wine.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Good God.
Okay, ladies, the red light. I'll go for the red light. Ladies and gentlemen, I am introducing to you Brooke Satchwell and one of my favourites, Mr. Eric Thompson.
Very good. Everybody.
The nominations for the Most Popular Lifestyle program are
Backyard Blitz, 9 Network. Better Homes and Gardens, 7 Network. Changing Rooms, 9 Network. And Harry's Practice, 7 Network.
and the Logie goes to Backyard Blitz.
This Logie will be accepted by the team from Backyard Blitz, Jamie Jury, Tony Rigby, Nigel Ruck and Scott Cam.
Wow, twice. Thank you very much. I really, I've just about thanked everyone, I think, in the last tour. But I really have to thank the fantastic cast that we have here. And these guys are relatively newcomers to the industry, and the job that they've done, I'm sure you'll all agree, is absolutely sensational. And it's been inspirational working with them. And they've all become like family to me and everyone involved. And thank you, everyone. I'll pass you over to Scotty.
No, I'm not.
Cam, come on.
Look, I'll have to say thanks to my wife and my kids, Charlie, Bill and Sarah. I have to say hi to them. All the best.
I think basically all our partners, really.
Yep, thanks to Kim, thanks to everyone at CTC, and thanks to everyone who voted for us.
Terrific. Yeah, to our family and friends, thank you.
To present the Logie for the most outstanding comedy program, please welcome the creator and star of Dog Woman, Magna Szubanski.
Good evening. The nominations for the most outstanding comedy program are...
Go on, in you go. It's the second on the
Pizza.
left. Cell number 8 is the one you're looking for.
You don't even want to frisk me or anything?
Ah, it's cool. Go on, in you go.
He used to give me roses.
Did somebody order pizza?
Yeah, that's right, baby. But pizza is not the only thing on the menu.
Oh, yada, 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 yada.
Go!
Rather from Bulgaria, sorry.
The Dream with Roy and HG. 7 Network.
A nervous slash before he came out, Roy.
And you can't blame him.
No, you can't. You can't.
If you got to go, you got to go.
Clean and jerk. There's a coach who forgot to put his teeth in this morning.
Approach to be in the opening ceremony.
The Games ABC.
Why have we been approached to be in the opening?
Because they've seen us on television and they like it and they want us to be part of the actual event.
You've spoken to them, have you?
Yeah, I said I'd speak to you.
And they like the show, do they?
Yeah, they love it. Apparently down there on Monday nights, everything stops, they flick the TV on, they love it.
Do they know what we're doing?
What do you mean?
Well, do they get it?
I don't know.
Well, a lot of people think this is a satirical program.
Oh, whatever. They love it. More importantly, they love us and they want us to be part of the opening ceremony.
Seriously, the guy said...
And the panel, Network 10.
Swim 100, and he goes, I mean, I've never swum 100 before. And then they gave him, no, sorry, it gets better and better. And then he goes, he almost drowned in the Olympic swimming. And then they gave him a fast skin suit.
They should have given him floaties, really. That guy didn't need a suit.
It was the first time the Olympic pools needed a lifeguard.
And that's what the Olympics are all about. Absolutely.
And the Logie goes to the Games.
This Logie will be accepted by Nicholas Bell,
Thank you. Look, I feel a bit like an understudy tonight, having to fill some very good shoes. Some geniuses: John Clark, Gina Riley, Brian Dorr, Ross Stevenson, who are not here. But I'm more than happy to stand here in the spotlight by myself, in front of you all, on national television with a Logie in my hand. But on their behalf, on behalf of Mark Roos, our producer, and the most wonderful crew who would gather at our little cubby house at the bottom of the ABC garden every day, and between our egg and bacon rolls and cups of tea, we would create this wonderful show and have such fun at the same time. It was such joy, it really was. On their behalf, in keeping with Olympic protocol, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Mesdames et messieurs, merci beaucoup.
G'day. I don't cook or renovate or garden, but I love lifestyle shows. I don't know why, but I mostly watch Channel 9, and I never watch SBS. I enjoy sitcoms, I'll even try local ones, but they usually suck. I am fickle, I am hard to please. I think Roy and HG are funny, but what's with that backburner guy? My favourites are the Olympics, the Mole, the Panel and the Footy Show. And to my surprise, I really like Sea Change too. I watch the cricket when the footy's not on, and I love the way Richie Benaud looks like a puppet. I think Rowe has potential, but Eddie Maguire scares me. I like the 7:30 report, but I wish it was on at 6:30. I know digital TV sounds expensive and stupid, but I'll probably buy it anyway. I really miss Ray. I believe Blue Heelers isn't as good without Lisa McCune, but it was great when she buffed up in the potato factory. I believe Kathy lighting the flame was the high point of my life. And I believe Australians make the best TV on earth. Cheers.
Please welcome the newest stars of the 60 Minutes team, Tara Brown and Peter Overton.
The nominations for the most outstanding news coverage are...
East Timor, ABC.
Watertight case. The villagers were tied together and marched single file into the night. When the killings began, some escaped. Most were hunted down and either shot or hacked to death. Josefino survived by playing dead. 3 times his attackers saw him breathing. They hacked at him again and again.
Middle East, ABC.
The early signs were promising. For the first time, Palestinian security, not Israeli police, ushered Muslim worshippers into their holy site. But this time, it wasn't the police who started the trouble. Scores of youths hurled stones from the walls of the sacred compound. Police responded with tear gas and rubber bullets.
Shootout in Suva, 9 Network.
Flashpoint. Gunfire as Fijians confront Fijians. The first blood is spilled.
Turn it down.
A TV cameraman was hit in the arm. He was dragged away to safety as the gunfire raged around us.
World Economic Forum, S11 protests, 9 Network.
Western Australian Premier Richard Court trapped in his car for close to an hour as demonstrators slashed its tyres and attacked with cans of spray paint. At the back of Crown, mounted police battled to hold protesters in Whiteman Street as busloads of delegates drew near.
And the Logie goes to World Economic Forum, S11 Protest, 9 Network.
This Logie will be accepted by reporter Charles Sway.
Hold on.
This, of course, is a team award because virtually every member of the National 9 newsroom in Melbourne was involved in the coverage of the S11 protest here at Crown last September. But principally and overwhelmingly, this award belongs to our camera crews who did extraordinary work over 3 long days in very difficult and threatening circumstances. So they are the principal winners of this award, but also to our editors, to our links guys, to our production staff, to our chiefs of staff. I think I can say safely on behalf of all of them, we're all very proud and thank you very much.
Presenting the Logie to the most outstanding news reporter, please welcome father and son journalists, Mike Willesee and Michael Willesee Jr.
Top reporting takes very special qualities, like knowing instinctively what the story is.
It's the ability to cut away all that is peripheral to the story.
To know what questions to ask.
The ability to chase a story into a war zone without fear.
An unshakable commitment to the truth.
But enough about us. The nominations for Most Outstanding News Reporter are Paul Lockyer, ABC.
In the last hour, we hear that Marie-Josée Perec may have changed planes in Melbourne and be heading to Perth. If that's so, she can't possibly be here to start in the 400 tomorrow night against Australia's Cathy Freeman.
He sat in the car
Paul Marshall, 7 Network.
Came back over to me, pulled this out of his top pocket and says, look at this, newspaper headlines. Greedy, obstinate, selfish, pompous, egotistic, reptile. How do you think I feel? He said, how do you think I feel?
The rockets kept...
Dominique Schwartz, ABC.
That's the 8th missile that we've just seen fired. It looks like it's going to hit at Arafat's headquarters. There it goes.
Alan Sunderland, SBS Television.
TV1 studio. This is where they used to put their news bulletins to air every night. As you can see, they won't be doing it any longer.
And the Logie goes to Paul Lockyer.
This is the first Logie to honour a reporter for an entire year's work since 1986. It will be accepted by Paul Lockyer.
Another blow for the West Australian Mafia, would you say, Mike? I'd first like to pay tribute to the other nominees in this category. We work in a pretty tough business, as we all know, and all those nominees, just to be here in this room, this is my first Logies, incidentally. I'm a virgin at this, but to be in this room as a nominee is obviously a great achievement in itself. I'd like to pay tribute because this is really testimony to the ABC television news coverage over 20 months, 2 years, and that goes to producers, Bill McLeod, John Bruce, in particular on the Olympics coverage, John Budd, who's no longer with the ABC. Special thanks to Tony Eastley, who was the links man back there at Gore Hill on all those long and dreary nights before I got to watch The Dream later in the evening. And especially, of course, to Max Utrich, John Cameron, John Tullow, Wally Hamilton, who offer great support at the ABC. There's a few people in this room, I've just got to say, my old bosses at Channel 9, but in particular Gary Burns, Ray Martin's not here tonight, Ian McIntosh, Tom Krause, and even Les. And I'd just like to say to the family, to Jamie, Nick and Maria at home, here it is, and Nikki, I'll give you back your bow tie tomorrow. Thanks very much.
Reporting can truly be a very rewarding career. I started my adventure as a newspaper cadet back in 1961. At the same time, the ABC launched a program called Four Corners, and for the first time we could see Australian reporters not just at home, but working in trouble spots around the world. Now, to me, that was a dream. 8 years later, I was working on the program, and it wasn't just a dream come true, it was a dream sometimes surpassed by reality. Tonight, it's my privilege to introduce a special tribute to a special program. Four Corners is now 40 years old and is the longest continuously running program in Australian television history. It started with a weekly budget. A weekly budget of just $1,000. Today its credits have counted 138 reporters, 17 executive producers and 12 presenters. It's won 20 Walkley Awards, 11 Logies, and in 1992 became the only television program to make it to the Logie's Hall of Fame. It's been indirectly and directly responsible for some of Australia's biggest inquiries, including the Fitzgerald Inquiry, the Street Royal Commission, and the Royal Commission into Black Deaths in Custody. If it mattered in Australia or to Australia, then Four Corners was usually there. Its archives today are uniquely the Australian story of the last 40 years.
Hello everybody, we're in the international part of Sydney today, King's Cross, under rather doubtful looking skies, to ask the passing people a question. What is our question? Oh yes, do Australians speak with a bad accent?
I'm a true Aussie, and I really like to talk about them really well.
Bad accent? Yeah, bad accent. A bad accent? Yes, a bad accent.
What do you think of the White Australia policy?
Well, I think it's good, and they should really have it and keep out the coloured races.
Keep all the niggers out. Jap, snip everybody out. Well, we don't want them.
Once into the final, stage 3, I was told, the family is quite domesticated.
Too many Aborigines have died. Too many have died in custody. Too many are in custody in the first place.
Pat was dragged to this cell. Fists and boots had left his face covered in cuts and bruises. His skull was fractured.
Like I say, if you're a mole, they'll treat you like one. If you're not, they'll treat you real ground.
One of Melbourne's more prominent go-go dancers, Denise Drysdale, has earned as much as $400 in 1 week.
Some drug users call it the good religion. Smoking marijuana cigarettes.
The reproductive organs. Good girls. They're the very special parts of our body we've been learning about tonight. There are some people who want to have a poke at them.
20, 18, 19 years, in they go.
All of them are risking their lives in a war which to many Australians back home seems so remote and unimportant.
Personally, I reckon they should be ashamed to call themselves Australians.
How do you fight people who can melt into the population?
I am woman, hear me roll.
Some women in women's lib don't shave their armpits. Is this important?
No, not really.
Let's face it, bars I think were originally intended for men to drink at.
Mr. Minister, when do you think women will no longer need to be protected?
I don't think ever.
Lake Pedder and the beach as they are today will be lost forever.
It's now 15 years since the radioactive dust settled on the last British atomic weapons test here at Maralinga.
Among the gaudy floats was a jolting reminder that beneath the carnival atmosphere there's a growing fear. AIDS has arrived.
And the longer Israel holds on to the occupied territories, the stronger and more determined grows the Palestinian resistance.
President Marcos gone. President Marcos gone?
I really don't understand how it is that we can travel halfway around the world and we can film all this and we can do it successfully, but we can't successfully give them the food that they really need.
And I wouldn't want to be doing an ABC TV program out here unless there was something about what we're doing here.
Well, could we progress then from how to...
What control do you have over the program?
Well, not an awful lot. Nothing.
I'm the most conservative leader the Liberal Party's ever had. Somebody is claiming that I'm not conservative enough.
The main thing is that I'd like to say to you,
the people of Queensland, the people who vote for me in my electorate, in the state generally for my support, they trust me even if you don't.
Thinks that I am unforgettable too.
Welcome back, and if you've just joined us... OK, what words can you use to describe Ricky Martin? Hexagonal, cloud-like and mute hardly seem appropriate. His throbbing rhythms have set the world on fire, and I'm sure this room will be no exception tonight. With his brand new single loaded, Mr. Ricky Martin.
Do you remember how we were? Do you remember summer days? Sometimes I feel like going down, down, yeah. Come on. What is going on? Are you ready? I've loaded up a good thing to see the way she feels, faster than a social home run. She's gonna get a little hot, yeah. Look at her now. She wants to take the wheel. She says, you dirty dog, you wanna rock the bop and take it home. Why am I gonna play? So many times it goes this way. My heart gets blown away. These eyes are born again. Do you remember how we were? Do you remember summer days? Sometimes I feel like going down, down. Walk like a loaded man. Get the bump to the bump, the bump, the bump soul. Move like a thing, swing like a thong. Do your chicken mama till the break of dawn. And let her rock it, and shock it, and rock it till you drop. To the bump, and don't stop. Loaded up from dusk till dawn. I wonder how she feels, dancing around with my love. Well, I'm still waiting for the fire up that smoke screen. Red lipstick and high heels. Look at her now. She wants to rock the pop and take it home. Why am I gonna play? So many times it goes this way. My heart gets blown away. These eyes are born again. Do you remember how we were? Do you remember summer days? Sometimes I feel like going down, down. Walk like a loaded man. Get the bump to the bump, the bump, the bump soul. Move like a thing, swing like a thong. Do your chicken mama till the break of dawn. And let her rock it, and shock it, and rock it till you drop. To the bump, and don't stop. Do you remember how we were? Do you remember summer days? Sometimes I feel like going down. Walk like a loaded man. Get the bump to the bump, the bump, the bump soul. Move like a thing, swing like a thong. Do your chicken mama till the break of dawn. Let her rock it, and shock it, and rock it till you drop. To the bump, and don't stop. Rock it, rock it, rock it, don't stop. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ricky. That was delightful. Please. Australia has spawned many great actors. And like most spawn, few survive. Many are eaten by turtles or other fish. Those that do survive must fight their way up the mighty rivers of the world stage to mate and lay their eggs. One who has survived, swum, mated and laid his eggs in the reeds is the man sitting next to me tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Wood. Dignified?
You got that line from Red Simons.
No, I wrote it weeks ago. Sorry, Red.
Would you like to meet my daughter? This is, like nestling in the reeds over here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet John Spawn here tonight. Now, John, you're the only bloke nominated for a Gold Logie this year.
Yet again,
Yet
yes.
always the bridesmaid. What is wrong with the Australian public?
Well...
Come on, have a go at him.
Come on.
Because I, for one, would like to see you win the Gold Logie. I think I speak for everybody here. Who would like to see John win the Gold Logie? Now,
that's very, very kind of you.
If it was an industry award, you'd have it.
I don't know about that. Well, I am on the strength of that applause, maybe.
Yeah,
but anyway, look, if I was young and girly, maybe I...
You are young and girly, John.
I try to be, Sean. I mean,
Now, John.
I liked it when Kate was sitting there.
Did you... Kate?
Yeah, she's over there.
Oh, I see.
Martin's Kate.
Kate. Well, I'm sorry to have come between you.
No, that's all right.
Now, John, I've got a quiz for you. Do you recognise this voice?
I realise the present situation is putting you under a lot of pressure, but what you said out there is inexcusable.
And who's that?
That was Tom Croydon.
No. Well, that was Tom. Well, I was just checking to see how much you had to drink, that was all. Now, I like Blue Heelers.
Not nearly enough.
I like Blue Heelers, as you know. I was on it once.
You were?
I haven't been asked
You
back.
played Hal McElroy.
That's right. I haven't been asked back, although I was in Sea... I make jokes about my appearance in Sea Change, but I was actually pretty good. But I think my only criticism of Blue Heelers, and it is with a kind heart, and I mean, is that you don't have lyrics for the opening theme music. Has anyone ever written lyrics for the opening theme music?
Can anybody actually hum it?
No, well, look, I have taken the liberty, I hope you don't think I'm bold, but I'd like to perform for you my lyrics here for Blue Heelers. Would you like to hear them?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Thank you. Professor Lim, if you please. They're country cops fighting country crime. And there's quite a bit of it. Mount Thomas must be the crime capital of Australia. They're Blue Heelers, blokes and Sheilas, potato peelers. Lisa and Bill have left, and also Tamsin and Damien, but I couldn't fit them in, obviously. They're Blue Heelers, 40 eps a year. What do you think?
Very good.
Thank you very much.
If I could just offer you a bit of advice, I'd change that to high heelers and do a bit of a dance.
Oh, all right.
Fishnet stockings.
I'll do that later.
High heelers.
Ricky and I will do that later on. Now, next is the Most Popular Actress Award, and you've worked with a few popular actresses in your time. Would you help me out, please, by announcing the presenters for the Most Popular Actress Award?
The presenters for the Most Popular Actress Award. Well, I've worked with these people.
Oh, God.
Well, I've worked with Matthew.
Yes.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Newton and Tom Long.
That's for me. The nominations for the Most Popular Actress are...
my bit. Rebecca Cartwright, Home and Away. Rebecca Gibney, Halifax FP. Georgie Parker, All Saints. And Sigrid Thornton for Sea Change.
And the winner is... Georgie Parker.
Georgie Parker plays Terry Sullivan in All Saints. This is her 5th Logie and her 4th Silver Logie.
Oh, gee, I wish I'd planned something to say now. Sorry if I waffle. It's got my name on it. Oh, I'd like to thank my fellow nominees. I think they're all great women. I would like to thank Channel 7 for their support and encouragement from the first day of the show, and it's been invaluable ever since. I would like to thank our pre- and post-production people, our incredible crew, the brilliant cast, whom I love and adore, my wonderful family and friends, my little family at home, hi Steve and Holly, my wonderful agent David Brewster, and everyone at Mark Morrissey's. And I would like to thank Suzanne, who helps me look after my beautiful little girl. Without her, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, and as my husband says, the three of us make a lovely couple. And Therese, who also helps me out well. And the people who voted, what can I say? You've really made my night. Thank you very much. And to TV Week, thank you.
Well done, Georgie. Congratulations. Michael Crawford is one of the most popular entertainers in the world, and he's in Australia at the moment to launch his new CD entitled The Disney Album. Ray Martin is one of the most popular journalists in Australia. Sadly, no CD this year, but he is interviewing Michael about his life and work a little later on for Channel 9 this week. But they both agreed to come along here tonight and present the most popular program award. Please welcome Mr. Michael Crawford and Mr. Ray Martin.
I'm sorry. He's not feeling 100%. It's the scenario. I'm sorry. He's going to be okay, but it was a golf course.
Yes.
A storm, a tree, a puddle, and a hairdryer.
Right.
Which a fatal combination.
It often is.
But he wouldn't miss tonight for the world. He wanted to be here, and Ray. I mean, these are your peers. He's a happy man. Okay.
He loved the Logies.
Yeah, he loved the Logies. He always adored the Logies.
He loved the Channel 9 executive as well.
The Channel 9 executives. This man, look at that, a star. But let us read the nominations.
So, well, I'm glad Ray can be here in spirit, if not physically. Would you like to do the more audible announcement, and Ray can simply be
Ray?
here? Well, I'd be delighted. I've not met the man, but it's a pleasure to have met him.
He always liked new talent.
Did he? Oh.
Right. The nominations for the most popular programme are All Saints, 7 Network. Blue Healers, 7 Network. Home and Away, 7 Network. Sea Change, ABC. And the silver Logie goes to All Saints.
This is the first Logie to be won by the All Saints team and will be accepted by Georgie Parker and Eric Thompson.
Okay, are we all up? Wow, that is fantastic. I'm speaking. Unfortunately, anyway. Look, to the people who voted, thank you so much. It's been such a long but a steady climb for us to find an audience, and thank you so much for tuning in and for helping make the show what it is. And we're going to keep trying to challenge ourselves and to... they're very excited behind me. Listen, and thank you to John Holmes, Joe Porter and Di Drew who's joined us. It's an incredible production team. And, well, what can I say? You've just made our night. Thank you very much.
Coming up next, find out what it's like to be a Logie. From waiting on a trestle in the wings, to being carried on stage by a glamorous model, to being presented to one of television's brightest personalities, thrilled to being carried back to the table, be admired by friends of the recipient, lay unattended at the post-Logies party while the cream of show business debase themselves, and finally, stand on a bookshelf in an executive producer's office for the rest of your life. Logie, it's a great thing to be.
I'm with Sigrid Thornton. Now, the Logies have grown a little nasty over the last couple of years. I think that would be fair to say, Sigrid. I mean, I can say that because Andrew Denton is a friend of mine and he's not here this year. Do you agree that the Logies have got a bit nasty and this is the nice Logies?
I think this is. I think the tone of what was it, rapprochement, that was said so aptly by Roy and HG is the tone that we should adopt this evening. Absolutely.
And adopted we will. Although I do want to remind audiences of just how nasty it was last year. This is how the Gold Logie was announced last year. Have a look.
And the Gold Logie goes to Lisa McHugh.
Appalling. Appalling. Not that Lisa won. You know, we're always delighted to see that. As we have been for many years now. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. She's watching. She's
She
eating
is.
pizza.
I know she is. And you know what she said? She said she'd name her child Logie if it was born tonight.
I dare you, Lisa.
And I think it's only fair that perhaps we name the Logies the Lisas if she gives birth tonight.
Might be an idea.
Now, you, like Georgie, have been multi-nominated. That in itself must be gratifying.
It's wonderful.
Indeed, it's had to be gratifying for one of the awards, because you didn't get it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
Yeah, that's all right.
No expectations.
But can I ask you a question that you probably haven't been asked before?
Mm.
Why do you think Sea Change is so popular? Do you think it's about escaping the rat race, or is it coin a phrase?
Is it a serious question?
Oh God, you'll go on for 3 or 4 columns.
I will.
Won't you?
Don't get me started.
Okay,
Don't get me started.
But it is a popular program.
It is. I mean, I think.
Despite my presence, actually, did you know that I was in Sea Change?
I think it's probably got something to do with the fact that you made an appearance. Actually.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for feeding me that, Sean.
Well, if you do win the gold tonight.
Look, he's laughing hysterically.
Oh, can we widen the shot to see William? Hi, William. How? Oh, you're not Mike, William. So. Oh. Yes, all right. Okay, frame him out. Back to the 2-shot. Thank you very much. Okay, now, Sigrid, if you do win tonight, I'd like to think I was in some way responsible. So I do expect a mention in the speech.
Oh, darling, what a lovely man you are. I didn't really mean any of the stuff I did on the stage earlier on.
You can keep the fish.
But don't come up if I get the award, Sean, please.
No. Now, I've got to do an announcement, so shtum. Okay. It's no secret that our next presenter has a serious drug problem. Oh, sorry, it is a secret. Sorry, I missed my notes. Sorry. To present the award for most popular current affairs, Steve Vizard.
Thank you. I'm here to present the award for most popular public affairs program. It's not bad, as I'm neither popular, public and hardly worth having an affair with. Yana, Ray, Mike, Naomi, Helen, Darren, Steve, Tracy. You know, choosing a name for a guinea pig is no mean feat. Today, tonight, 7 Network. Today, the 9 Network. We could run that again if you'd like. I'll just do them backwards. 60 Minutes, the 9 Network. A Current Affair, the 9 Network. Today, the 9 Network. And Today, Tonight, the 7 Network. A round of applause for all those nominees. Thanks, Dave. And the Logie goes to A Current Affair.
This is the 11th time this Logie has been won by A Current Affair and will be accepted by the host, Mike Munro.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Someone ran into me in the lobby today and said that, congratulated on the nomination and said that it would be something like the 9th or 10th Logie that A Current Affair has won over the years. So this goes to a great deal of people, but primarily at the moment, some of our great producers on the staff. We've got a team all over the country, and they're a great young team and an experienced team at the top as well. People like John McAvoy, Anna DeCosa, producers like Carol Hall, Paul Ransley, Hugh Nayland, cameramen like Drew Benjamin, Dion Isaacson, editors Gia Dwyer, Lara Battersill, Chris Wigney. They are all a fantastic team, and it's also gratifying, I must say, to see 3 9 Network shows nominated out of the 4 for Our Current Affairs, which we're obviously all very, very proud of. Thank you very much.
Oh, hello. The next award is for most popular reality program, and to present it, Ms. Jean Kitson and Mr. Michael Caton.
The nomination.
Actually, sorry, Michael. I just had an idea that, you know, call me crazy. I thought it might be more in keeping with the spirit of reality television if perhaps we put two actors out of work and let an untrained member of the public present the award. Thank you. So I might pop downstairs and leave you lot here. Excuse me, Mr. Photographer. Quick, I'm chasing you. Okay, so if you wouldn't mind just talking amongst yourselves, and I'm going to do something I don't often do, which is appeal to a member of the Australian public. Please behave yourself, if you wouldn't mind. If you wouldn't, Stan Zemanek is in charge, so all answerable to him. If we could, and Larry, if Stan goes a bit out of control, please don't hesitate to bust a cap in his arse. Thank you very much. It won't be long. Margaret, if Larry gets out of control, use the Vulcan death grip. All right, excuse me, just one moment, I'll be back soon. Hi. I'm out here in the outer vestibule of the beautiful pavilion room, where all of Australia's brightest personalities come to have a smoke or go to the toilet. Obviously go to the toilet, not in this area, but just around the corner there. Although last year Gary Wilkinson did disgrace himself something appallingly, and they in fact put a plaque up for that. Oh, we seem to have run out of extension cords, so let's throw to the nominations package.
Animal Hospital, 9 Network.
Dusky has a brain tumour and is scheduled to have surgery in a few days' time. But Helen has been finding it difficult to deal with her beloved pet having fits at home.
She's a bit worried.
Not too good.
Oh, it's all right.
Pop Stars, 7 Network.
This particular shot. Oh, okay. That's fine.
It's 9:30 p.m. and Mark wants to film the final sequence featuring all 5 girls.
I've got a headache. I feel tired. I've had too much banana cake.
What are you doing? I can't believe it's not butter.
Please, can we have people on set?
Yes, Michael. God, he's such a pain, isn't he?
Playback.
Hey?
RPA, 9 Network.
Don't talk if you don't want to. The boys are here.
Hey, Maggie.
Oh, Shawnee. Jason. Don't talk, hon. Put your Oh, you're not, thank goodness.
The Mole, 7 Network.
There's $10,000 riding on whether Josephine jumps. But since the prize money will eventually go to only one person, Josephine could be going through hell to make someone else rich.
I'm not ready yet.
Hannah.
Oh my God! Well done. That was the scariest moment of my life, I tell you.
All right, let's see if we can find somebody. Excuse me, would you like to present a Logie? Would you like to present a Logie on television? This is the Channel 9 audience here.
Channel 9.
Now, it's for most popular reality program. You could just open it up and read out the winner. Okay.
This one?
No, we've done the nominations.
Open
Open it up and read out the winner. If you wouldn't mind.
Just open?
Yes, you open it. Thank you very much. Working well.
And the Logie goes to the mole.
This Logie will be accepted by the host of the Mole, Crambola.
On behalf of David Mason, who is the producer of The Mole, Grant Rule, Tim Warner, and a lot of thanks to the 7 Network, I'd like to thank all of the viewers of The Mole and the Australian public for embracing a show that has attempted to treat the viewer as being as intelligent as the people that made the show. And Thanks for proving us right, because we would have looked silly otherwise. Thanks very much.
Funny, bloody funeral, wasn't it? Who is that Shane McCall?
No,
anyway?
it's Sean McKellen. He's a Maltese, I believe, something like that.
Look, Camilleri's Maltese. He's a bloody ABC wanker.
Yeah. You know, I don't think it's the same since Daryl did it.
No, Daryl had heart.
Yeah, he did.
had
Watch the
heart.
clock.
Okay.
Please welcome Network 10's Sandra Sully and the 9 Network's Steve Liebman.
Well, the nominations for the most outstanding documentary or documentary series are...
I asked for certain...
A Death in the Family, SBS television.
I gave them a list of questions that should be asked. I gave them a list of things that should be covered before it went to the coroner. And if they'd have done that, we wouldn't have had a second inquest and somebody would have been well and truly locked up by now. The Brotherhood is so strong, or was so strong at that stage. Nobody wanted to believe that a fellow officer had committed a murder.
The Diplomat, SBS television.
Porter's long anti-Indonesian crusade has made him public enemy number one in Jakarta. But now, for the first time in 23 years, he'll be stepping onto Indonesian soil. The last time Jose was here was in 1975, when Indonesia promised it would not stand in the way of an independent East Timor. The promise was never kept.
The biggest challenge of all.
The Last Warriors,
was the Dinka
the 7 Network.
Of Southern Sudan. The Dinka are a challenging mystery, remote, inaccessible. They are a tribe anchored in the practices of a culture older than recorded history, true to a god reached by ritual animal sacrifice.
And from the ABC, The Track.
For the jockey, racing is a much more dangerous sport than boxing or motor racing. On the track, death and injury ride on the shoulders of even the best of them. The thoroughbred horse is an unpredictable beast. It takes fright, takes charge, tries to jump the running rail, or suddenly head for home. At full gallop in a bunched field, its legs can snap, its lungs can fill with blood, and some of them are simply evil.
And the winner is... A Death in the Family.
This Logie will be accepted by producer Terry Carlisle.
This wasn't in the script. I'd like to thank SBS Independent for their support of this production. Without them, we had nothing really, particularly John Hughes, and of course many people that worked on the film with us. Again, particularly Andrew Rule, a journalist from the Age newspaper whose perspective we made the film from. He was brilliant. We couldn't have made it without you. And there are others, Keith Platt, sound recordist, who worked with me on the film and has been working with me on everything for the last 20 years, in fact, so thanks, Keith. And there's a host of others, Lemac Films, where we did all the post-production. Thank you to everyone there. And Con McMahon, Peter Bartholomew, who helped us put the financial package together, thanks to them. And particularly, I suppose, Les and Kath Blake, who trusted us with the memory of their daughter Jenny when we made this film. I really appreciate them and their help with us. Thank you. Oh, and co-producer Robin Miller, my wife. Thank you.
To present the Logie for the most outstanding report in a public affairs program, please welcome the ultimate host of Media Watch, Paul Barry.
Nice to be giving out an award for a change instead of ripping into people, or indeed being ripped into. I've been a journalist for 25 years or so, and I must say the entries in this category are fantastic. There's some brilliant and very brave programmes here. The nominations for the most outstanding report in a public affairs programme are Dateline Balibo, SBS Television.
Did you ever ask your sphere or anyone else, when they were surrendering, why did you shoot them? I mean, this means we surrender.
Ne quan e consolidasse si den ting tiruans ne par ben si da ben halo nasa publica ba mundu sen ne modlo her ko.
Dateline again, On Life's Border, SBS Television.
Planned their return to North Korea. They were sneaked back over the border with money for their families hidden inside them. The earnings from their begging on the street are carefully folded and wrapped in plastic, then tied and sealed, ready to be swallowed.
Foreign correspondent, Sierra Leone, the ABC.
This is a morally reprehensible vocation. But in Sierra Leone and many other parts of Africa, there's no peace to keep, and the UN is powerless to stop the bloodshed. Now there are calls for the UN to privatise, to hire these men to do the dirty job of enforcing peace.
And Four Corners, Fixing Cricket, the ABC.
Steve Waugh says he could tell at the time that something was wrong.
I've played 30 years and I know when things aren't quite right. I remember bowling in that game, taking 3 for 14. And I don't normally take 3 for 14 off 10 overs to start with, so that was a bit suspicious. But, it was just the way that the opposition were playing. A couple of players in particular didn't appear to be playing as if they normally would.
And the Logie goes to Four Corners, Fixing Cricket.
This Logie will be accepted by reporter Liz Jackson.
Thank you very much indeed. That's absolutely fantastic. A number of very talented people worked on this program. Neil Moore did the camera work, Jerry Rickard did the sound, Lynn Buckfield produced the program, Peter Crono researched the program, Alan Cullen was the editor, and he also knew a lot about cricket, which I have to say was extremely useful. And Michelle Badley did the TV archives, which is always fantastically important in any current affairs program. It is Four Corners' 40th birthday this year, and this is a fantastic birthday present. Thank you very much indeed.
Please welcome Logie Award winner and host of A Current Affair, Mike Munro.
It's a real pleasure to be involved in this next presentation because over the last 12 months we have lost some great people, and we're going to pay tribute to them tonight, and it's a real privilege for me to be up here. We've lost some real unique people who helped shape this whole nation. We lost one of our greatest heroes, of course, in Sir Donald Bradman, and although the Don retired 53 years ago, his memory and of course adoration lived on through the media, including of course television. But Australia also lost a number of other heroes this past year, and it was during last year's Logies that we honoured pioneer and the first man on Australian television, Mr. Bruce Gyngell, when he was inducted into the Logies Hall of Fame. And sadly, it is him that we include in this honour tonight, along with others who have helped build the very television industry that we celebrate tonight.
see, everyone you know is gonna shine. Don't you do it. Shine. Grow up and make the best of what you got. Of what you got. Of what you got. The days are going by. You're sitting on your ass and you're wondering why, yeah. You could give your life, you could lose your soul, you can bang your head, you can drown in a hole. Nothing lasts forever, but you can try. Look around you, everyone you see, everyone you know is gonna. You could give your life, you could lose your soul, you can bang your head, you can drown in a hole. Nothing lasts forever, but you can try. Look around you, everyone you see, everyone you know is gonna. You say that you never had a mom and nobody needs you, so cry, so cry, so cry. You believe that life froze by you just to deceive you. I'll buy your time, we'll buy your time. You're getting older, the longer you take, the slower your pain will grow, it'll grow, it'll grow. You can close your eyes and hope that when you open them, you got a brand new life. You can give your life, you can lose your soul, you can bang your head, you can drown in a hole. Nothing lasts forever, but you can try. Look around you, everyone you see, everyone you know is gonna. You can give your life, or you can lose your soul. You can bang your head, you can drown in a hole. Nothing lasts forever, but you can try. Look around you, everyone you see, everyone you know is gonna shine, yeah. Oh no, 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 no.
Hello. In the old days, television was like a nymphomaniac clairvoyant, a medium you turned on with a knob. Tonight, today it's remote controls and the analogy doesn't quite work. But TV has changed, hasn't it, Ada?
Well, yeah, it has. I've been nominated for the gold.
Also that, but look at the way that the Logies were broadcast back in the 1970s.
Michael Pate, 1 vote. Frank Spring, 1 vote. John Wood, 1 vote. Week 6.
Fancy a television show like that these days. Of course, you're too young to remember that, and you're from Sydney, so you wouldn't realise it's a Brownlow joke.
Yeah.
But I assure you it was very funny.
I'm sure it was. I laughed.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now, who would you like to... Now, you're the youngest Gold Logie nominee ever. What?
Ever?
Ever. Ever.
Okay. Wow.
Ada, how do you account for that? Your age or some devilish cunning on your part?
The Greek community. I don't know. No. I don't know. I've been working for 7 years in this industry, so...
That's enough, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to go now. That's enough. Yeah.
Time to open a deli. Well...
Already done that, actually.
Well, I ask you this. Who would you like to see win the Gold Logie? Because I ask you this because it's very early in your career and you have many opportunities to win Gold Logies, whereas the others are very old and they're nearing the end of their time and their career. And it'd be nice of you to toss them this bauble before they shuffle off to cable.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
I don't
John
know.
Wood, surely.
I'm not going to say that, no.
Fair enough, then.
I don't know. Maybe Georgie?
Georgie?
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right.
But you know... Yeah.
It still could be you, although you are 3 tables back.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
Okay, no, anyway, that's coming up. I've got another one to announce. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck, all right. Matt Shervington is known as the world's fastest white man. Can he go on to be the world's fastest black man? Only time will tell. To present the Logie for most popular sports program, Matt Shervington and a woman that I haven't written a joke for, Joanna Griggs.
The nominations for the most popular sports program.
The Dream with Roy and HG, 7 Network.
The Footy Show, AFL 9 Network.
The Footy Show, NRL 9 Network.
And the Olympic Show, the 7 Network.
And the Logie goes to The Dream with Roy and HG.
This Logie will be accepted by rampaging Roy Slavin and H.G. Nelson.
Yes, well, the TV Week voters are idiots to themselves. They need to go into the room of mirrors and have a bloody good hard look at themselves next year. Look, there are a lot of thank yous, obviously, on a show like this. Firstly, to Harold Anderson and Andy Kay for taking a chance on a couple of buffheads. When we went to them and they came to us and said, would you like to do this show? We said, we haven't got a clue what's in it. You might be wise to go away and think about it. They came back and they said, well, we thought about it and we still want you to do it. And we said, we still haven't got a clue what's in it. We got a lot of beads about what to do it when Harold listed the great list of things you can't do when you're an Olympic commentator. We thought that's enough for us. We'll take the things you can't do and turn them into a show. We're helped in this task by Todd Abbott and Colin Bromley, also Edwina Throsby, Tim Cleary, Richard Stomps and Janine Hosking. Also with enormous support from the back line, Peter O'Connor and Emily Griggs plus Kath Lowry made up the team, of course, and I'd have to say that it's not possible to do this show without the buffhead standing alongside me, who always makes my job a lot easier because he basically does all the work and I just stand there and look stupid.
Thanks very much. Look, it's a very sad state of affairs when the most popular sports program in the Olympic year is a lot of rubbish. But it was great rubbish to do, and I do apologise to all concerned for inflicting insomnia on people, and endorse all that HG has said, and thank those at home for supporting us, and two in particular, in HG's instance Kate, in Roy's instance Deanna, for inflating us each day. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Please welcome Australian fast bowler Greg Lee and Olympic gold medalist Kieran Parker.
Thank you. Well, the nominations for the most outstanding sports coverage are the 2000 Melbourne Cup Carnival, Network 10.
2000, Gates crash back, and they're off and racing to an almighty roar. Yippee-yi-yo and Brew down to the post. Brew first, 2 lengths to Yippee-yi-yo, a photo for third.
How would your grandfather be? Phil Holland. He said he was going to jump the fence if I won the cup, so he's probably already in the mountain yard.
Now, their horse has won the Melbourne Cup.
The FII 1000 Bathurst, Network 10.
Makes it very quick. Oh, look at the fire! And just an explosion of fire extinguisher foam there. I don't believe it! Oh, can you believe it? That. Now, I don't know if that wheel started falling off or he's hit something. This team would be feeling right now. Grant Denyer.
So too for Jason Barkwana. Holden conquer the mountain once again. Jason Barkwana and Garth Tander take out the FAI 1000.
9 Summer of Cricket, 9 Network.
What a beautiful shot. And that is a superb century.
On he's got him. First wicket in Test cricket for Brett Lee, and he's done it by hitting the stumps.
the air. There's a man out there. He's got a chance. He's caught it. What a very good catch. It's gone. That's a great victory, and the captain takes it. 9 wins in a row for this great Australian side.
The games of the 27th Olympiad, 7 Network.
Be a fairy tale. Foot is coming out up the hall. Foot and Hall. Foot goes in. Australia win. New world record.
100 metres once she enters. Oh, no. Unbelievable.
This is a famous victory, a magnificent performance.
The best Olympic Games ever.
And the Logie goes to the games of the 27th Olympiad, 7 Network.
Since the Moscow Olympics, every Olympic coverage has won the Logie. This Logie will be accepted by Sandy Roberts.
Back in that Australian team soon, Brett. Ladies and gentlemen, like the athletes, it's every broadcaster's dream to be a part of an Olympic Games in your home country. The 7 Network had a team of 600 in Sydney, headed by Harold Anderson, Tony Sinclair and Andy Kay, and this belongs to each and every one of those 600. Thank you all very much and congratulations to our team. And don't forget, 10:30 tomorrow night, they are back. Roy and HG, good luck, boys, on 7. Thank you.
That's the gold medal for Australia. There is 1.3 seconds left on the clock.
They are the greatest.
Gold to Australia.
This is a famous victory, a magnificent performance. What a legend. What a champion.
To introduce the newest inductee to the Logie's Hall of Fame, please welcome Gold Logie winner and member of the Hall of Fame, Carrie McDonald.
Thank you. The Logie's Hall of Fame has 17 members. 16 of them are men, and only one of them is an it. The program Four Corners, which doesn't have gender because it dates back to a time when the ABC didn't have sex. Of course, this past year the ABC has been thoroughly screwed, but I digress. Not one member of the Hall of Fame is a woman. We've even honored an it, and you know, a very worthy it, before we have actually given an accolade to a woman, so I think it's about time. Tonight we celebrate a great Australian, Ruth Cracknell. Dame Ruth, a national living treasure, a real film star, the doyen of the Australian theatre, a very important actress during the days of radio drama, and of course, for 40 years a star of the small screen. Her CV actually reads like the history of Australian television, from the broadcast of a legendary Phillip Street Review to a myriad of shows. For instance, Gracious Living, which Ruth also wrote, Play School, Division 4, I Married a Bachelor, I'm All Right Now, Ben Hall, The Dismissal, Mac and Merle, World Series Debating, A Country Practice, and of course Mother and Son. I don't think there's no actor in Australia, or in my opinion in the world, that has created a character a sitcom character with such complexity as Ruth Cracknell's Maggie Bear. It's interesting that, in actual fact, no network would touch the show except the ABC. Thank God for the ABC. Wherever it's been outsourced, restructured, rationalised, streamlined and downsized too. Over the 11 years that I had the pleasure of working with Ruth, she only irritated me because she was so bloody good. Let's see an example now of just a small part of her work.
The blue are prettier, and this one's very pretty, but I think I'd better get green. Yes, green.
Ruth's, Dame Ruth's, characters are always compelling.
Not too arrogant to be mediocre.
She was a television pioneer.
We was here first.
And Ruth has flourished in an industry that can suck the life out of you.
I'm gone from this world.
Mum? Mum? Oh, no, Mum! Why? Why did you go?
Early years in radio developed her brilliant ability with the spoken word.
If a fly craps in this town, I know about it.
But that's not to ignore her other skills, such as modelling, dancing, singing,
Cherry ripe, ripe, I cry.
Cross of that.
and storytelling.
Real pigs are big and fat, have long noses and curly tails, and go... But guinea pigs are quite small, have no tails at all, and go squeak, like that.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Ruth Cracknell.
You're best known for comedy,
Am I?
surely. Don't you think?
Possibly, yeah.
Ruth initially achieved fame as a comedian in the 50s. She was a star of the Phillip Street Reviews.
Lay the badge on me, Cap, says conductress. When I once discard me uniform, I'm a seductress. Underneath it all,
Stay, sit down. I first met her in a singing dog movie.
Thought you were in.
But even then she had the upper hand.
Might I remind you your rent is in arrears? Stop the car, stop the car.
There is one role, though, that overshadows her many others.
There's something amiss. Only my mother.
The wonderful Maggie Bear.
Oh, no.
I couldn't miss these, only $1.
Did you have to get them now?
In sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life through our Lord Jesus Christ, who shall change our vile body, working.
Behind the formidable facade is a vulnerability. It's what makes her great on television.
You've been such a wonderful mother.
That's nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth Cracknell.
so very much. I don't think I can continue now. That was like watching a life pass before your eyes. A little before I wanted it to, but never mind. Seen so many people on television tonight who are dead, I thought I wouldn't make it to these microphones, but I did. Oh, gosh, I did. This is a wonderful occasion. I have, first of all, to thank TV Week for paying me this high honour. I'm terribly, terribly proud of it. Extremely proud indeed to be the first, and surprised, might I add, the first woman to be invited into the Hall of Fame. And I suppose one thing, looking back over all those years, one thing I do have is longevity. I've been at it quite a long time. And the very first time I remember television was up at the Cross in Sydney, where in the late 50s, a number of us, not too many of us still around now, gathered in a tin shed somewhere and found out about this new medium called television. And it was for the ABC, who were training actors, writers, crews, cameramen, everybody to be good at this job of television. It was a very, very exciting time, and I was very proud and happy to be part of that. But looking back over all those years, I have to say that most of my life has, of course, been spent in theatre. So if I have been asked to join this illustrious Hall of Fame, there really is only one reason, I think, so I'll start my thank yous. And my first thank you, from the bottom of my heart, goes to Jeff Atherton, who in 1982 turned up with a script about a manipulative old woman with dementia, and I looked at it and I said, yes, 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 in a manner of speaking. And I knew that that was absolutely a fantastic, if at times bleak series. It was a long time before we could sort of get it going, because nobody wanted to touch it. But then ABC did indeed take the brave step of putting on this extremely unlikely story. Jeff Atherton I have to thank for something else, because for some extraordinary reason he suggested that the person who should play my son would be Gary MacDonald. I thought, what are we talking about here? We had never worked together, we had never actually met, but that really was a marriage made in heaven, and I've loved every second of those 11 years, and I think he has too. It was absolutely... We all miss them. I have to thank John O'Grady, the executive producer, now with Channel 7, Jeff Portman, the director, who has a great knowledge of comedy, and that's pretty good when you're doing something like this. Jeff is still with the ABC. I don't quite know what to say about that, other than congratulations. Don't give up your day job, though, Jeff. And, of course, the extraordinary team who made up the rest of that family. Henry Zepps, wonderful as Robert. He created the most abominable character. Henry always hoped he was lovable, but Henry, he wasn't lovable, he was abominable. And because you were so good at it, we loved you. And Judy Morris, I think, is still responsible for my favourite line in the whole series. Mum, we think you've poisoned Uncle Tom. Said with such charm, grace and horror. My favourite line. And all of the characters who moved through, there were so many fine, fine actors, all of them able to do that most difficult thing, which is we believe, comedy. And I think I'll sum it all up with the character who came in more than once and played Maggie's doctor. I will never forget Martin Vaughan as he shuffled through like a country vet, reducing me to tears every time I saw him. So they were wonderful, wonderful years, and again, I have to thank Jeff Atherton for dreaming up the wonderful story, the wonderful series, and the wonderful character. Bit of a two-edged sword, because no longer do we have too much freedom out and about in the world, but oh, who would have missed it? Not I. So thank you all so much. I'm incredibly proud and very, very happy and very, very surprised. Bye-bye.
Coming up next, the Logies for the most outstanding actor and actress.
It could be you, Mrs. R. Dowsing of Royal Crescent in Armadale. It could be you, Mrs. Rita Henderson of Edinburgh Street in Flemington. It could be you, Mrs. M. McCabe of Ann Street in Blackburn.
Well, that's how they used to select the Logie's host 43 years ago. But, of course, times have moved on. We're a lot more sophisticated, as is our next presenter, Rebecca Gibney.
Hello, Sean.
Hello. Now, what are you presenting for us tonight?
I'm presenting the most outstanding actor.
All right. Right. You a bit nervous?
A bit nervous, yeah.
You'll be all right. Right. I'll announce you. I'll announce you.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Rebecca Gibney.
Thank you. Good evening. The nominations for the most outstanding actor are Steve Bisley, Water Rats, 9 Network.
I shot this bloke yesterday. His name's Willie. You can't miss him. He's a big fat bloke. You look after him, will you, Rachel? He's a pretty good bloke.
John Howard, Sea Change, ABC.
I just want to feel you know, Dame, now. Sure. I'll miss you in my bed. I'll miss you warm, curvy bits and Mr. Pogo and Ruff. Robert!
William McGuinness, Sea Change, ABC.
I've been shooting advertising.
I was just hoping this time the wound wasn't fatal.
You can't do this to me, Max, not now. I'm so far down the river.
On somebody else's boat.
And Jeff Morrell, Grassroots, the ABC.
A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to preserve Cemetery Point as open public space. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is overdevelopment. And no matter what the pressure, no matter if we are dragged into court over this, we will say no, no, and no again to any development of Cemetery Point.
For fabulous actors, and the silver Logie goes to John Howard, Sea Change.
John Howard played Bob Jelly in Sea Change. This is his first Logie, and John will accept it live from a charity function in Sydney.
Can't hear anything.
You there, John?
Can't hear anything. Can't hear anything. What can I say? Thank you very much. What a surprise. No, seriously, this is an enormous surprise. First, thank you very much to all the creative crew and cast, and most particularly Andrew Knight, Deb Cox for thinking it up in the first place, Andrea Denham, Sally Eyre Smith for being the best executive producer you could hope for. That's all the sucky bit. I'm glad lots of people loved the show. Hope you're having a good night here. We're here in Sydney on the wharf. You can see the Harbour Bridge behind me. Just a few of my dearest and closest friends. And we've been raising money for the Life Force, which does great work with people who have to endure cancer and also for their families. Have a wonderful night. Thank you very much. That's it. I haven't got any more to say.
Congratulations, John. Now, ladies and gentlemen and folks at home, we come now to the fifth and final Gold Logie nominee. It is, of course, Lisa McEwen, and sadly she's not with us here tonight because she is heavy with child and home. So, Lisa, all the best with the Logie and obviously with the baby. What you've done, however, is inconvenienced me because I've actually written some questions and spent some time on them. So I thought rather than waste them, I'd put them to your seat filler here. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. Right. Lisa, it's getting ridiculous, isn't it? You realise if you win tonight, you'll be the first person in history to win 5 consecutive Gold Logies.
I didn't know that, no.
That's true, yes. Now, you weren't on our screens a lot last year, just the Potato Factory. Well done on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Very good. How little do you think you could appear on TV and still get a Gold Logie nomination?
I don't know.
Because I understand that you're conducting a bit of an experiment next year. You're going to arrange for Channel 7 to photograph a strand of your DNA and screen it at 3 a.m. for a nanosecond and see if you still get nominated.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, good luck with that, and good luck with the baby, obviously, for you and Tim, and good luck with the Logie, too.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, and now to present the award for Most Outstanding Actress, a man you may well have worked with, Lisa, Marcus Graham.
Good evening. The nominations for the Most Outstanding Actress are Kerry Armstrong, Sea Change, ABC.
Robert, you never withdrew your candidacy. You need to run full mayor on Meredith's ticket.
Oh, I really respect your mother, and I hope she pulls through, but she's got a lot of lunatic ideas.
Robert, my mother was fighting for this town against people you were helping, and it's nearly killed her. Now, if you've got any feelings left for me...
I do. I've changed.
Well, then prove it. Finish her fight.
Georgie Parker, All Saints, 7 Network.
You know, Vaughn, I don't know whether I ever really had a calling. I mean, I thought I did, but looking back, I don't know.
What are you saying?
Well, I see it in other people. The way they struggle with their role as a religious, like it's a blessing and a burden. And I think for me, the Order was a place of refuge. A place I went to when things were wrong. Vaughn, look, I haven't told anybody this. But I've decided to leave the Order.
Libby Tanner, All Saints, 7 Network.
You said you love me. Stupid man, I left you.
Right, I meant it. I didn't want to tell you like this. I'm sorry.
Your loss.
Sigrid Thornton, Sea Change, ABC.
Well, now being married. Oh, come on. Joke about it. I'm ready. I'm taking it.
I don't feel like joking tonight, Laura. You happy?
And the silver logo goes to Kerry Armstrong.
Kerry Armstrong played Heather Kelly in Sea Change, and this is her first Logie.
Hello. I'm so grateful to be standing here just minutes after Ruth Cracknell, and I'm so grateful for all the women and men in the room over 40. Thank you. I'm 42 years old and I started in TV as a weather girl, and I don't know why, but my parents were so desperate to help me realise this talent that they thought was just to be on telly, but it was actually something more than that. It was something called the desire to act. And the funny thing is that I've realised after 30 years that I act to disappear, not to be seen. It's a very strange thing. And so I love Heather Jelly, and I'm glad it's her that's got me up here, because she is the goddess of small moments. She's a person who, for all of those mothers out there who've had to endure those terrible, terrible Bob Jellies standing beside them, and those wonderful, wonderful children, that she can represent them in their smallest moments. So I thank you. I'd like to say that Deb Cox and Andrew Knight are gifted beyond the pale. They were writing at the height of their creativity when they did this. They were supported by people like Andrea Denham, who newly came to this and kept the flame alive, with Hanny Rayson and Stuart McDonald and Matt Cameron. All these people were wonderful. Thank you. The cast themselves, every night, I would sit there every Sunday night with the rest of us, and it became very groovy to not like Sea Change. So anyone that didn't, never mind, we love it. We used to watch it, and I would watch as they lit up Carmen's name in the sand, and we saw her get her first taste of burning to be a teenager and alive in Brendan Maher's lyrical episode of Sea Change Fire. We saw Trevor and Kevin every night, that man and son that we knew had clear hearts and would stay alive, and they represented family and father and son. And we saw Meredith and Harold and his ex-wife yelling harlot at her because she took his husband, and good on her for yelling that. I love Faith. I love all of that. I think an affair should be called an unfair, and that's from my friend Nu Lynch, who helped me create Heather Jelly. Thank you, Nu. And all the people behind the scenes, all the other actors, I thank you. You were wonderful. I loved watching you. I want to say thank you to my family, who are my endless support, and they were terrified that I wouldn't get this. And I was terrified that I would and might say something terribly, terribly dreadful, but I'm actually not going to. If there's anyone out there struggling with the fact that they might not be seen, or anyone wondering if anyone's ever going to really see them, understand that, hold faith, and that there will be people around you getting you through, because I've had 1,000 people, I must have had, I don't know how many people say, thank you, Kerry, good luck, and we love Sea Change. The Jelly family, they were deeply flawed, but what they did is that they loved each other despite all of that. And I think as an industry that we can hold on to that. It's just a river across to America, and it's another one across to England. Everything we need is here. And yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bud Tingwell. But right now, to present the Logie for Most Outstanding Miniseries, Mr. Martin Sachs.
Good evening. The nominations for the most outstanding miniseries or telemovie are Dog Woman, The Legend of Dog Woman, 9 Network. Halifax FP, A Person of Interest, 9 Network. Ihaka, Network 10. Marriage Acts, ABC. The Potato Factory, 7 Network. And Waiting at the Royal, 9 Network. And the Logie goes to Halifax FP, A Person of Interest.
This Logie will be accepted by the star of Halifax FP, Rebecca Gibney, and the co-creators of the character, Roger Simpson and Roger LeMessurier.
This is the 21st year of Simpson LeMessurier, and it's the year we're making the 21st telemovie in the Halifax series. So, just like Four Corners, we're having a birthday too. So, I'd like to thank Channel 9 for their incredible support over the last 10 years. David Leckie, Chris Noble, and John Stevens, our friends at Beyond, and the FFC, without which there would be no Halifax FP. Thank you.
Just quickly like to thank John Hugginson, who produced this last series of Halifax, and Brooksbank, who wrote this particular script, Ken Cameron for directing it, Andy Anderson, who starred in it, and of course our real star, and there would be no Halifax without her, Rebecca Gibney.
Thank you. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for the two extraordinary men behind me, so I just thank Roger Simpson and Roger LeMessurier. Thank you.
As the hot-tempered Chief Inspector Burnside in the bill, Chris Ellison has garnered a legion of fans here in Australia. He's about to embark on a new series in which he plays, by an incredible coincidence, another character called Burnside, who's a Chief Inspector. But it doesn't end there. The series is called, believe it or not, Burnside. Please welcome Chris Ellison. Chris, how are you?
Can I just say something?
Yes, certainly.
You Australians are very paranoid. I've been here 2 days and I've only just got out of quarantine.
That's all right. No. We enjoy this. We enjoy spraying our guests. Now, in fact, you flew over, didn't you? I've got to do a plug, don't I? I'm going to weave it.
Swim.
I'm going to weave it subtly into the fabric of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. This plug. Well, their accents are plummy, but they do keep you airborne. British Airways, they're good.
They are.
Now, Chris. Now, have you watched? Do you like Australian television?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
And so you've been here 2 days. So what have you seen in the 2 days you've been here?
Nothing. No, I have to watch Neighbours at home.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
of course. Yeah.
Well, sadly not nominated
tonight.
No, but
we don't get a lot of Australian TV.
No. Well, didn't you watch any while you were over here? Did you watch a bit of telly while you were here?
I've been watching everything. I haven't slept since I've been here. Mm-hmm. So I've watched I know all the rules of Australian football.
Well, yes.
Because I've been watching it.
Our coverage of AFL is the best in the world.
Yeah, it should be.
All right. Well, you seem eminently qualified to tell us what the outstanding drama in Australia is. Would you like to read the nominations?
I will, yeah.
Right, thank you.
The nominations for the most outstanding drama series are All Saints, 7 Network.
Is this the left? I can't inject this adrenaline.
You gotta find another side.
She's had a massive...
You gotta keep trying, mate.
It's not going to start again now. She's gone, Connor. She's gone. Okay?
Sea Change, ABC.
It might have covered the Lord's body, if not it. But the point is, if I understand you correctly here, Bob, the point you're making is 3 million people a year go to see it.
How many?
3 million people a year on the mere possibility that it's something someone says it is. Is this An iron bar that was used to ram a cannonball down a Portuguese cannon? It might be.
It's a piston rod for old Newt.
Stingers, 9 Network.
It's all pretty scared, you know. No one's going to tell you off if you have a good cry. Let it all out.
I don't want people's sympathy.
Did it occur to you that we care about you, Mac?
All right, okay, I don't want to fight. That's not why I asked you over.
So why did you?
I miss you sometimes.
Mac.
I am scared, Pete. I'm scared as hell.
And Water Rats, the 9 Network.
Hey, you okay?
I've seen better days, Jack, you know.
Well, if you want to have a couple of beers after work, swap stories. I've got some doozies.
Thanks, but I've already told mine a couple of times today already, you know.
Oh, if you change your mind.
What if he dies, Jack? He's just a kid. He's a stupid bloody kid with a stupid bloody plastic gun.
And the Logie goes to Sea Change.
This is the third time in a row that this Logie has been won by Sea Change. It will be accepted by Sigrid Thornton and all the cast.
You hold it. Thank you for this fantastic award. It took 146 people working together for many months to make this series happen. I would like to mention only a few of them. Deb Cox and Andrew Knight, who created the series and wrote most of the scripts. Andrea Denham for running the script department and for putting the deal together, and so much more. Sue Masters and the ABC for believing... I'll just say that again. Sue Masters and the ABC for believing in Sea Change and giving us the very best team of people to make the series. The directors, Richard Pleasance and Chris Goff, for giving Sea Change its music. Alison Telford for helping me cast the series. Dan Burstle, our DOP, who with his crew and the art department made the series look as if it was all shot on location. The costume department for giving the actors their skins. And lastly and mostly, our cast, the most special ensemble of leading actors anyone could hope for, who made Deb and Andrew's characters more truthful and lovable than we could ever have wished for. This award belongs to them.
Next, the 2001 Gold Logie.
You know, they say that all that glitters is not gold. Well, that's wrong. The expression is all that glisters is not gold. It's a small point, it does annoy me. But now it's time to present the glistering prize of the evening. And to present it, I can think of no one more appropriate than the man waiting backstage now. I don't imagine there's anyone watching who wouldn't know who this man is. But for those of you not watching, here is an all-too-brief sampler of a man and a TV career that began when television started in this country 45 years ago.
My name is Bert Newton.
Big deal.
It's for the way you look at me. Oh, it's for the...
This is a birthday present from Kamal.
I see.
I don't mean to embarrass nobody, but is this real gold?
I don't mean to embarrass anybody either. I couldn't care less.
It's Moonface!
I don't know what does for your weight, but I think I'm in love. Don't take it so quickly.
Excuse us.
What a way to go!
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bert Newton.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed. I accept this with much grace, and I'm here actually to present thank you for that standing ovation, which doesn't happen too often. I suppose you're thinking to yourself, well, it may be the last chance to thank the old bastard. You know, who knows? Probably thinking to yourself, well, he's now doing morning television. Surely death is next. Do you know, as a matter of fact, speaking of morning television, a dear friend of mine, Kerry Armstrong, I thought made the most beautiful speech. Congratulations, Kerry. And I thought it was nice, too, the way in which she explained the show that she was in, The Wonderful Sea Change. Let me do the same thing for Good Morning Australia. Advertorials. And money, money, money. You know, to receive that sort of standing ovation, all kidding aside, it does touch my heart. Is that some sort of cue to get off or what? No. That's what I was going to mention too. I mean, television really has changed, hasn't it? I mean, it's all promotion now, advertising, getting it out there. I mean, in the old days, what we would simply have... I mean, it's go, go, go. Recall the night that Ernie threw one of those at Don? Wonderful night that night. Speaking... OK, Paddy, won't be a sec. The ovation that you gave me is really the icing on the cake, although when I arrived this afternoon here at Crown, I mean, I haven't been to the Logies with the exception of accepting Graham's Hall of Fame award a couple of years ago for many, many years, and it surprised me that anyone basically remembered me. But coming into the Crown foyer, there were 500 people there shouting and screaming and throwing things. I said to Ricky Martin, who was walking in with me, I said, this is just sensational. It amazes me too why they would book Ricky and me on the one show. As I get to the material's not good, but obviously the grog's flowing, which is good. Nothing has changed. You know, when I was doing the Logies all those years ago, it was much more simple. You just arrived on the day, you did a gag on Kamal, you insulted an American guest, gave the gold to Graham Kennedy, and then spent most of the night avoiding going to bed with Molly Meldrum. And I suppose some things never change. Can I just say sincerely, it is a pleasure to be here tonight to introduce... Molly is actually kissing my wife Patty over there. A first for both of them. Well, there you go. I meant nothing by that. I love you, darling. And I'm very fond of you too, Patty. We come now to the nominations, and it's my pleasure to introduce the nominations and then my double pleasure to announce the winner. Firstly, for gold in the year 2001, number one, Ada Nicodemu from Home and Away. Georgie Parker from All Saints. Sigrid Thornton from Sea Change. John Wood from Blue Healers. And Lisa McCune from Blue Healers and, of course, the Potato Factory too. And you realise that the beautiful Lisa can't be here this evening. If she were to win, she has asked me to accept on her behalf. And then she'll spend a year trying to get it from me. The gold Logie goes to Georgie Parker.
Oh, well, I love Bert Newton. And I love Sean McAuliffe. Oh, dear, I have to be quick and profound because it's the end of a long night and we all want to have a party. I usually am in bed by about 9, so I try to be as coherent as I can. Well, first of all, to the people who voted for me, thank you so much. I actually have to be honest with you, I don't really understand this. I don't really know what it means, but it's very pretty. Can I have the cast of All Saints up here, please? Come on, quick sticks. Up here. Up here now. And John Holmes, Joe Porter, Di Drew, can you come up here, please? Quick sticks. Long night. Again, I want to thank Channel 7. I want to thank TV Week. I have one word of advice to Lisa McCune, who's at home. Whether you have a natural delivery or if you have a caesarean, one word of advice to you: ow. Good luck with it, and good luck to a lot of pregnant ladies here tonight. I hope it all goes really well for you all. Now, this is the show, and this is why I'm here. The only reason why I'm getting this is because of a fabulous show that I'm in. So I'm honoured to get this, and I'm honoured to share it with the cast and the crew and everyone who has worked on the show. So by voting me for this, you have in fact voted for the whole show. So on behalf of us, I would like to say thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Georgie. Congratulations to all the winners tonight. Thank you very much to all the presenters. That's your lot, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to speak to the home audience a little more intimately, if you'll excuse me. Hi. I'd like to thank you for watching, everybody, particularly me. I'd like to thank this lot behind me for their encouragement and support. I'd actually heard they'd be a bunch of arseholes, but I actually found them quite delightful. I'd also like to thank a group of men and women who have been slaving away entombed in a wall with no food or drink. Professor Lim and his band of renown. Can we cut to them, please? Yes, indeed. And can I be permitted a homily? Television's a very valuable tool in our society. It can be used to exploit and demonstrate our own cynicism and selfishness, or it can be used to uplift and celebrate the human spirit, or it can be used to broadcast sport. Largely in your hands. Well, to take us out, what better way to celebrate Georgie's win than She Bangs by Ricky Martin.
Tell
Hi, Cornelia.
Out of here, McCarthy, or I'll call security.
She's much nicer in real life, isn't she?
Oh yeah, one more time.
Oh, hi everybody. Are you coming to the Loggies, Rob?
No, I'm only in this bit.
Well, we probably won't use it actually because the continuity didn't really match.
Oh yeah, stop the dancing. One more time. It's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time. This got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time. This got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time. This got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. One more time. This got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more, oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate.
Georgie Parker.
Alright, don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah.
Well, they were the closing titles, so thanks very much for hanging around for those. And now, Cornelia, if you wouldn't mind obliging by bidding farewell to our audience with the phrase that millions of Australians have come to know and love.
Doodle pip.
You know what I mean.
No. I'm not telling you.
The TV Week Logie Awards, proudly brought to you by Ford and Medibank Private. I feel better now.